everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today we're here to rank one of my favourite archetypes from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise. And that's right, we're doing the Crystal Beast archetype, with crystals and, of course, Rainbow Dragon, the support cards, added in as well. So without further ado, let's put them in this tier list you see in front of you, and go based on my own personal opinion of what I think about the designs, the card in general, uses in anime, and of course how much I would use the card when playing the game itself. Again, this is not me ranking the cards themselves in terms of competitiveness, because I'm not capable to do that. It's just me giving you my thoughts and opinions. You can let me know if you disagree or agree in the comments down below. First of all though, we got Crystal Abundance, and I'm putting it as a great card. Love its design. It's simple but very shiny and very stands out a lot. Its effect is all about special summoning from the graveyard. Awesome. Next up, we've got one of my favourite creatures of the earth, and that is a mammoth. We got Amber Mammoth. And you know what? It's a great card. Great attack stat, great defense stat. It's always a 3 card usage in my deck. I always put 3 copies of it in. And yeah, it's great. Next up, we've got Amethyst Cat. Always want to call it tiger, but it's not. It's a cat. And it's great. It's okay. Yeah, okay. Basically, this card can attack your opponent directly. But where it's got 1,200 attack points, you have to half your attack points in order to attack directly, dealing 600. That's okay, but it's not great. And again, it's not going to last for too long, so you're not going to be using that skill and abusing it very often. So it's okay. Next up, we got Ancient Rainbow Ruins. Ancient City Rainbow Ruins. This card, lovely skill, lovely design, beautiful in fact. And you know what? It's a field spell that you're gonna want to use. Cobalt Eagle is no thank you. Yes, you have to run 3 copies of it for your deck to function properly, but it's a card I don't really want to use. If I need to use an effect, like special summon it to my hand or spell and trap card zone, then I'm doing it that way. I'm not putting it onto the field. Next up, we got Crystal Beacon. And Crystal Beacon special summons from the deck. That's pretty decent. Next up is Crystal Blessing. And this card is pretty useful, so it's great. Next up, we got Crystal Bond. And I'm putting this at the bottom of is great, because I've not used this card very often. In fact, it's a new card to me when I was doing the creation of getting all the cards for the video. But I do love this art style. This is a card I want to physically own because it just looks heartwarming. And next up, we've got this trap card, and it's decent. Okay, moving along into another decent category, we've got Crystal Keeper. Now, fun fact about Crystal Keeper is that design-wise, it very much references Jesse Anderson from the English dub, or Johan from the sub, his design when he's in his school uniform. Where the other Pendulum Monster, Crystal Master, the more dominant evil version, is a reference to his Yubel-possessed side, where he wore the kind of, black suit. So for those 2 reasons, I absolutely love the references. Both of them are super decent. However, they're not going higher, despite their skills or that reference sort of calling, simply because they're pendulums, and I don't like using pendulums. Sorry. Next up, we've got Crystal Pairing. Crystal Pairing is a great card, use it a lot. Crystal Promise, and this is a very decent and useful card. Crystal Recce is a great card because you can discard one of your Crystal Beasts in your spell and trap zone and destroy one of your opponent's monsters or cards. Very useful, helped me out in a lot of situations, so putting it there. Next up, we got Crystal Release, and this card, I absolutely love it. Again, design isn't overly complicated, but it's very effective. Its skill is super awesome and helpful, gives you more attack points to kind of do a bit more damage or to get over your opponent's monsters, and its add-on effects is also decent. Now, Crystal Tree is a very decent card, which I probably should use more often, but I don't. It probably is a great card in terms of people that actually use it properly, but for me, it's decent because I've used it once or twice, but could improve my deck by adding it in and using it a lot more frequently. Next up, Dark Advance. And although I put the Ancient City Rainbow Ruins in is great, I'm putting this one in decent, simply because it under-delivered for me personally when watching the anime. I thought we're going to get this dark, evil, gloomy version, and we did, but it was still kind of lackluster. Its effect and skill were decent and helpful, but yeah, it's not all it hyped up to be. Next up, we got Dark Rainbow Dragon. But this one, unlike the field spell, was actually really hyped, and I love seeing this. I don't typically use it very often, but it is a really nice monster, and even though it's just Rainbow Dragon but darker, it's still great. Next up, we got one of my favourite animals in the world, a tortoise, and one of my favourite colours, emerald green. So, of course, I'm going to love it. Also, side note, if you play Pokemon Generation 3, who uses Sapphire or Ruby? You go straight to Emerald, which is why you go straight to Crystal Beast, Emerald Tortoise, with its defense stat. Malefic Dragon is a no thank you. It probably is really good, probably really is useful, but it, for me, at least when I tried using it, it's a pain in our backside to get out. So, no way, Jose. Goodbye. Thank you for playing. Rainbow Bridge is an, okay card, but because I've forgotten the skill, and I've never physically used it myself, so I can't rank it that highly. But again, love its design, so it's going in okay. Next up is a card that inspired me to do this list, and it's one of my all-time favourites, Rainbow Dragon. When this first came into the anime series, I went mental. I loved it. Design-wise, fantastic. Anime appearance-wise, brilliant. Getting it out is a little bit of a challenge, but it's a fun challenge because it's well worth it when you finally do get it out. And once you get the Crystal Beast deck sort of rolling and flowing consistently, it's not actually that difficult. You can get it out quite frequently. Next up, we got Rainbow Gravity, and it's going in as great. Love the skill, great trap card, always need to use it. Next up is a card that people might be surprised at, and that is Rainbow Over Dragon. Now you're probably thinking, James, why don't you put this way higher? Well, I've never actually realised this card existed until doing this video. Reading its skill is something that I feel like I want to use, so that's a plus. Design-wise, it looks very kind of majestic, like it's meant to be. But at the same time, I haven't used it, so I can't really say if I find it easy, or if I find it fun, or if I find it boring, or whatever. So, I'm putting it in as decent. Rainbow Refraction? Anyway, it's there. Next up is this little cutie, because it's so cute, it's so adorable, I want one as a pet, please. Or just a plushie. Although I don't think they'll do that. Next up is Sapphire Pegasus. Now, a Pegasus isn't one of my favourite animals of all time, but I've seen Pegasuses do great things in different genres and different anime shows, mangas, whatever. One thing I really love about Sapphire Pegasus though, is when watching the English dub of the GX anime, the way that they kind of put a bit of a twist on the way it's said. Like, in my head, the way I remember it, I could be wrong, and if I am, I apologise, but it sounds a little bit kind of Australian. I'm going to really embarrass myself here, but the way I hear it is whenever Jesse used it, he goes, "Come on out, Sapphire Pegasus!" And that was a really bad impression, I apologise, but it just made me laugh, made me smile, so I really like the card. Effect is useful, it helps the deck flow, so I love it. Give me 3 copies. And lastly on this list, we've got Topaz Tiger. Topaz Tiger is a 3-card. Well, you need 3 cards in your deck for it, really. It's useful. It gains more attack when you attack. And what else is there to say? It's fierce, it's hard hitting, and it's just very cool. Now there is one card I have missed out, and that is a trap card called Ultimate Crystal Magic, which allows you to special summon a Rainbow Dragon from or a Ultimate Crystal Beast monster from your deck by sending 7 different Crystal Beast monsters to the graveyard from your hand, field, and spell and trap zone. If I was putting that on this list, I would put it in its great and towards the top. So kind of towards this area. The reason being is I've never used it. I never knew it existed until now. Plus, I would need to make sure I always have 7 different Crystal Beast monsters available to discard into the graveyard in order to use it. That could be a little bit of a pain if I haven't got everything up and running as fluently as it should be. However, with all that said and done, I hope you enjoyed this ranking video. Let me know what archetype you want me to rank next time in the comment section down below. I do plan on doing Gem Knight soon because that's one of my other favourite sort of archetypes out there. But if you want me to do something different, maybe your favourite, then of course let me know and I'll do my best to do so. But again, remember, this is all based on my own personal opinion. You might think differently. If you do, let me know your favourite or least favourite in the comments down below. Love to have your thoughts on it. With all that said and done though, hope you've enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Alligator, martinet. Goodbye.